Hi, I'm Mason Dukacek, and welcome to our show, Build a Tribe Live, where I have the privilege of interviewing established experts, recognized authorities, and up-and-comers willing to share their unique and interesting perspectives on business. My goal is to help share ideas that can help you and other viewers attract, capture, and convert more of your ideal prospects into customers online. And today's guest is Tom Ruich, who is a Yale graduate and president of the St. Louis-based email marketing company, MarketVolt. I invited Tom to come in today to share his ideas about how to basically re-engage inactive past clients, to reach out to potential clients, and turn those potential clients into customers quickly, easily, and inexpensively utilizing email marketing. So, Tom, basically what I'd like to do is, I've got a very simple format. It's about 10 questions and maybe a few follow-ups related. But if you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into this line of work and what it is that drives you to be passionate about the whole niche of email marketing.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
My background was as a journalist. I worked for about 10 years in the newspaper industry. And in the late 90s, as the internet was beginning to take hold, I got into the online newspaper business. And that business, of course, uses the passive advertising model. Capture an audience, plop ads on the pages of the newspaper, hope that enough people respond to the ads that the advertisers find return on that investment. But what began to fascinate me as the internet took hold is the opportunity for interactive advertising, where buyers and sellers could connect in a much more of a dialogue, and media like email was at the forefront of that movement. So around the year 2000, I hatched the idea for MarketVolt. We didn't invent email marketing, of course, but we were pretty early into the game, and we jumped in. And what really began to interest us most was this idea that it wasn't just about putting out a message and hoping it sticks. It was about having conversations with your prospective customers, your clients, learning from them based on how they interacted with your email, opening, clicking, and so forth, using that knowledge to instruct your product development, but also to understand who your true prospects are, what your different people's interests are. And we've been doing it now for 12, 13 years and built a successful business and helped a lot of businesses grow as a result.
Well, I appreciate you setting aside time to visit with me. I'm sure our viewers will be able to benefit from some of your experience. Like I said, I've got about 10 basic questions.
Mm-hmm.
I might as well get started.
Let's do it.
I understand how email might work in a B2C business, but how is it different, in your opinion, when you're talking about B2B?
You hear a lot of people who say, I don't see where email works in B2B. In great part because they think about jumping simply from pressing the send button to making the sale. And it's not that easy. You have to think about email being part of that integrated whole. And if the sale is made with a lunch or a phone call or a face-to-face meeting, what you need to be thinking about email is not how do I send an email that makes the sale, because emails don't make the sale.
Right.
You have to think about how do I use email to move me along the sales process and get me closer. So that takes us back to this notion of separating prospects from suspects. If you just start with your Rolodex of contacts, your stack of cards, say I'm going to make 100 phone calls in hopes of making 3 appointments, well, you're going to make 100 phone calls and get 3 appointments.
Right.
If you send an email first to those same 100 people, pay attention to who clicks the link, and it may only be 15 people who click the link.
Make those 15 calls.
Make those 15 calls first, and chances are you're going to get to 3 appointments in 15 calls as opposed to 100 calls.